Welcome to this week's tip on how to live better. So do you want to be a real estate investor? Or maybe you don't, but you'd like to make a little bit of extra money or build some equity in your personal residence. My question to you is, have you bought in Toronto? These are some things that Toronto real estate investors know that you don't, but now you will. So the first reason you should invest in Toronto is that it's a stable city. It's a grade A city in Canada that offers stability that you can't find everywhere else in Canada. Toronto is a global city, which means that it's an economical node on a world scale. It adds to the economics of the world itself. So another point on the stability note, with people becoming more and more increasingly reliant on technology, 55% of Toronto's population has a university degree, with 22,000 new tech jobs added in 2015 and 2016. So another reason people invest in Toronto is due to its appreciation. I wouldn't say Toronto offers high cash flow unless you're putting a lot more than 20% down on a property. However, a lot of speculative investors have traced the trends of Toronto's appreciation and therefore don't mind having a little bit of negative equity in order to bet on that appreciation. And a lot of people are investing in condos right now because condos are hot. You've got millennials that want to buy condos. You've got downsizers that want to buy condos. So a lot of the demand is going into the condominium realm, which has added 8% increase and 19% increase in the last 2 years. So another reason why people are buying condos or properties in Toronto for appreciation is because of supply and demand. So just basic economic principles of a number of housing units and the number of people that want to purchase these housing units. So if there's more people that want to buy a limited supply of houses, then the price of those houses will go up because there's obviously more people that want to buy them. So Toronto has a lot of immigration from other countries in the world. 52% of people in Toronto are not from Canada. And within the next 10 years, the GTA is going to grow by about 3 million people. So just to give you a little bit of perspective, in the next 10 years, are we able to build enough housing for those 3 million people? From 1996 to 2011, Toronto's population grew almost 10%. So that's about 230,000 people that came to Toronto itself. However, within that exact same time period, only 144,000 new housing units were built. So I hope that answers supply and demand right there. A lot more immigration came to the city within those years, and we didn't have enough housing supply for them. So with that more demand of that housing supply, prices would ultimately increase. And as I just said, we're expected to be getting millions more people into the city. So my guess is that housing prices are just going to keep increasing. And the third reason why I think people should be investing in Toronto, and what some Toronto investors know that we don't, is that Toronto on a global scale isn't as expensive as other places in the world. So if you live in Toronto, you're like, okay, what's this guy talking about? Like, the prices of Toronto are pretty expensive, especially in a relative scale of just looking at Canada itself. However, if we take a look at other global cities such as San Francisco, New York, Hong Kong, London, Paris, Shanghai, Sydney, Australia, we look at all these other global networked cities, our price points are actually a lot lower, and so relatively speaking, a lot more affordable on a global scale. And this has just been an example of why a lot of foreign investors were investing in Toronto in the recent years, and Vancouver for that matter. And this is kind of why I'm saying invest now if you can, because I don't think that we'll stay obviously at these prices forever. And on a global scale, why not invest in Toronto where there's opportunity for more growth? So that's all the tips I have for you today. Hope all of you live better and have a great day.